Well, hey, thought I would pop in as I am doing a ton of messy work. Um, I have this little thing of Winsor Newton, and I just sort of threw some swatches together, so I knew what colors they were, and they'll be sitting out on my desk because I'll periodically use this, and it's pretty evident what the colors are. So I'm not going to do a huge swatch thing for in here because it's just going to be a big mess. I wanted to show this is something that you can do if you want to art every day and not have a ton of time taken up to do stuff. Pre-cut and tape or pre-cut and draw a bunch of pictures, and this is what I'll be doing over the next couple of weeks. So let me get this broken up here. They're just little flowers, little things that I've seen around and sketched, and then I thought I'd do this as just something fun to do. I'll show you one of the projects that I did today, or I'm in the process of doing. I needed a glass mat for my I'm saying a lot, for my gouache, and I had an old one that was a cutting mat from EK Success, and all the paint was coming off the back. It wasn't one of those that had the laser cut, so I scratched the rest of the paint off, and then I put gesso on it, and then I drew in the word artist, and then I took a little scraper and I scraped all sorts of little scribbles through, and then I used the Posca pens to write the artist. And then the next step is I have some black gesso that I'm going to put over the rest of this, and that should darken up these colors, but it'll also give you the look of, I don't know if you can tell, all the scribbles in there, just for something to look at. And I taped the edges because, like I said, it's old, so there's a couple of chips here and there. And so let me know if this is something that you would like to see me do at some point, because I can always do another one. I usually have things around here to work with. And I am also, I'm gessoing, this is a wooden paint palette, and I am considering getting into an oil painting, but if not, I'll use this for my gouache as well. And one will be for, well, maybe the glass will be for acrylic and this will be for the gouache. I don't know which, but I'm gessoing it. I'm going to give it another coat of gesso, and then I'm going to put, well, I can't reach it right now, but the gel medium, but I'm going to have it in high gloss. So that will be on that. Let's see, what else do I have? I guess those were my big projects that I was doing. I did all my Daniel Smith colors, and then I ordered the swatch chart so that I can see what else there might be that I want. I have one of these someplace, but God knows where. And yeah, all right, so that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take one of these, and this is actually a picture of a cracked vase head, and it has succulents coming out the top, but I'm changing it a little bit when I go to paint it, and I'm doing it in the format of a Polaroid, so the whole, when you pull the tape off, this whole bottom part will be clear. So I've got to work on some ideas there. Let me try and figure out what I want to do. This might be the hardest part, is trying to figure out which one you want to use. I think I'm just going to do, it's a big flower with just lots of fluffy petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petals on it, and then the center. I'm not doing any leaves. I'm not doing any of that stuff. If you watched my last video, of course, my leaves didn't turn out. I didn't like it, but I love the flower bit, so I will be redoing that as a little bit bigger of a piece with no leaves. All right, so let's get started on this. Hubby's run down to Lowe's or Home Depot or someplace, and he's going to put shelves up in here for me so that I don't have all this on my desk. I'm trying to clear my desk off, but I have all my gessos and my work and stuff like that. So to my left, I'll have shelves going up the wall, and I can put my projects there to dry as I'm working. And then to the right, I'll have little shelves, and that will house things like my little paints and various things like that. All right, and now I've got this new little gadget. It's a timer, and I'm going to give myself about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to have to stop. I'm doing this for my back, and I get 30 minutes to sit, and then I have to get up and move. So hopefully I'll get this done in 30 minutes. So we'll see. And we're off. All right, so like I said, I'm using the Winsor & Newton. It doesn't say Cotman, so I don't think it's the Cotman set. I can never tell anymore. Oh, and these things, it's so hot up here that the glue has actually come apart while I was using it. So now I got this stuff all over the place. And I know I'm rambling, I'm running my mouth. I might cut that out, or I might just keep going. Oh, I know what that is. I was shaking my gesso, and I sprayed it absolutely everywhere. Because I'm almost out of it, the white gesso. I have clear. All right, that's good for now. Let me see, where did I? And I am now using, I keep baby wipes. Here, I keep baby wipes in the house for various things. I have a dog that has allergies, and sometimes the packages will dry out. So I use these for my art stuff now. All right, let's get on with this. Sorry, so chatty today. All right, I'm going to start with a very dark center, so the dark brown. I almost want to say that looks like burn umber. These are my Daniel Smith colors, yeah, about burn umber. So most of this is going to be, at least for the first round, it'll be wet on wet, except for this center piece. So let me take a second and dry that. And it really doesn't take long to dry. Just dry it until you don't see a shine on there. Okay. All right, I'll start with one petal, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop a bunch of water in it. And I don't know if you can tell, I didn't have any of this planned out. I just sort of, other than I have these pre-drawn out because I can sit and draw at night, or have these ready and I sit and I sketch. And all right, I'm going to start with the yellow on the outer. Just drop that in. And then we'll go with the kind of orangey red. That'll be the mask color. This is a good way to see how colors flow together. And then for the center, I think I will probably those three. Nope, I did this one. Those two, and then I guess I'm going to do the. I almost want to say it looks like a rose opera, or I'm sure I have the little tag around here someplace that gives the names. And when I get this office to a point where it's presentable enough to show you guys, I will do a little office tour, or studio tour. If you look at some of my previous videos, you actually will see where I am. Just my house is a complete wreck right now. Just finished filling holes and getting ready to sand the hallway. And then I can paint it. And we can have that part done. So if I happen to get any views on this one, my channel just doesn't seem to get views right now. Let me know if you're painting along with me, or if you're trying something different. You can always make these into mixed media pieces. That's always nice. All right. I'm going to do a quick dry on that. And if you're wondering, this is the Ranger Heat It craft tool. Dry enough. All right, and this one, do I want to do the same? I think so. If you're wondering why I don't do all the petals all to once, when we're done, you'll see the difference in each individual petal, where if I'd done them all at once, the coloring would be completely the same. But most flowers aren't like that. You don't have identical spots on every one of them. So at least I don't ever see them like that. I could be wrong. I have been known to be wrong. And it's okay to leave some little white spots too if you want to. I'm going to get a bloom. That's all right. Into this one. And again, I said it on a different video. I guess I didn't say it on this one. I use the Kohl Erase pencil. This one's actually in light peach to draw all of this stuff. That way it just blends right in with the paint. I'm hoping to do more real-time painting like this, but I never know if people don't like the sound of the blow dryer or the heat tool. Oh, looky there, I did it backwards. So I was wanting to do that. Not a problem. We'll just pick that up. And if you're wondering, I wipe this off, and that's called a thirsty brush, and it picks up any excess that you have going on. All right, I'm going to add water back in and continue on with the coloring. And sometimes you need to help the coloring along. Sometimes you put too much water on or too little water or whatever the case may be. And you know, you do you when it comes to your art. If you want it really faded and watered down, where it's extremely light and not vivid, water it down. You have a bigger chance of blooms though, but if that's, I mean, some people like that. Some of my stuff I like that in. I'm going to do another quick dry. Okay. Now, oh, and just so you know, as I said in the beginning, I was doing other projects. I have, this is my, and yes, I'm bad, I left my brush in there. This is my acrylic water rinse. And when I go in the bathroom, I will actually wash that completely out so that there's no traces of acrylic in it, because you don't want to mix your acrylic with your watercolors. And you certainly don't want to use your watercolor brushes with acrylic, because it's extremely harsh and it will ruin your brushes. And anybody who has ever crafted or arted with me knows you don't touch my watercolor brushes. It just is a big no-no. They're expensive, and they're specifically made for watercolor. Once they're worn out and they're all frayed and they don't hold points and whatnot, then I will switch them over to being acrylic, or I'll set them aside and use them for dry brushing on the watercolor. All right, I think I'm going to redo this one, just touch it up a little bit. So again, go in with some water. Let's do yellow. Pull it out just a bit more so that I have more water, or more yellow coming out that way. A little bit more orange. I just want the intensity of this one to match the other ones. And it's magenta color. Rose, I don't know what it is. That's something that I'm going to be doing, is a deep dive into colors and the pigments and all that coming up next year. I've already started on it, so that'll be a whole series. Okay. You see how I'm I put the intensity in there and then I'm knocking it back just a bit, just so it matches. All right, let's dry that. Okay, and now I am going to do, I think I'm going to do this color for the outer part. So, dirty water doesn't matter. This one here. And never be afraid to move your actual piece that you're working on, as opposed to trying to jut your arm around. I am a firm believer in making the paper work for you. I'm going to get that border in there, so when you peel the tape off, it's actually a different color. Now stuff like this is not meant to be like this massive undertaking. This is a let's get your hands moving, let's do something arty every day. And if you need an excuse to, you know, do this, then what you could do is actually find a quote that you like and pen the quote into the center of the flower or all the way through. Take a touch of this. And if you're wondering, I'm not doing anything in particular. I am just having fun, which is what this is all about. One of my favorite things about watercolor is like where it reaches out, the veining and the little spider webs and stuff of that nature. So, all right. I'm going to hit it real quick with this. If I leave it, it might actually vein out even more, but I like the way that it's looking, so I might as well dry it while I like it. That also heats up the tape. You want to pull the tape away, and when you heat it up, it makes it so much easier. So if you've got some frail paper, then it heats the glue up, and it makes it easier to peel without damage. Just a little tidbit. Okay, and there we have it, and all under 30 minutes. Is it perfect? No, but it's bright colors. I got to use my paint, I got my hand moving, and I may actually turn this into a background for a quote, or I don't know what. I might actually make it a mixed media piece later on, but for right now, it's done. Okay, I am actually going to jump back in here. I've done another painting, and I was I was looking at this one, and I liked what I did with this one, with the marker and the white gel pen. So I'm going to finish this off. What kind of flowers? I have no idea. But this is what we're doing. Just real sketchy. Pen doesn't have to make contact constantly. Okay. Remove this because that's getting in my way. Never get in an artist's way. Oh. Okay. I I'm just following whatever I want to follow. Again, you don't have to do this. It's just an idea. Okay. And then I'm actually just going to put a couple faint scribbly lines. I'm not pressing the pen down at all to make the darker lines. I am just scooting it across the page, kind of on its side, so it's not full on giving color or giving the ink. All right, it already looks better. At least I think so. All right, the white one, same thing. Skippy, and just let it go. And actually, I'm going to follow some of these lines. If you have gel pens or pens in other colors that you'd want to use, I mean, I think it would look pretty cool with red or something along that line. Orange, bright, bright, bright. Okay, and now which way do I want is I think that's going to be the base. So from here, I will put some little highlights going on up in here. By little, I mean, oh my god, my pen's not going to work. I've had this pen for over 3 years. I'll use this one and this one to see if this one works any better. Oh yeah. You make all kinds of little doodles in here. Follow some of the lines. I don't think my gold pen is going to work. Ooh, it worked. It was giving me fits yesterday. It's going to give me fits again. That's okay. Who needs gold? All right, and I'm going to go back to that black and make that center more prominent. Art evolves, so don't ever think that your work is done if you aren't liking it. fact, I will show you a piece in just a second that I had full good intentions to get it done. I had an idea in mind, and the more I went, the less the idea worked. So, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of follow through. And okay, I think I like that better. So this is a piece that when I start getting it even further done, I will have this as a video, but this is as far as I got. And I had a really bad shaky hand day. Don't give up. Things will turn around. So, all right. I'll see you later. Bye. So, like and subscribe if you would, and I'll see you again. And just remember, create every day. Bye.